If you've been struggling to get better outputs from AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, or even Gemini, I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step process of how to create the best kind of prompts and what you should be focusing on when you're doing prompting. This is going to be an entire free prompting engineering masterclass, and I'm excited for you to be here because there's a lot to learn and some of it may be pretty boring, but I promise you by the end of this video, you're going to learn the exact formula of how to create better prompts with any AI tool. All right, so welcome to this prompt engineering course. It's going to be a step-by-step tutorial on how to fine-tune, how to do chain prompting, and other glossary terms and kind of step-by-step information that I can provide you here. So my name is Eddie, and my experience with AI is I've been able to work with a company called Jasper when they first started getting very popular, and they created a mastermind group where it was teaching people how to use AI writing tools and how to rank content on Google using Jasper AI, which was wrapped in GPT. So I've used the help of AI to help me write and publish content faster. I've tried different AI tools and I continue to experiment. So that is me on the left-hand side with the Jasper group, and we were training over 300 students monthly. So I do have a little bit of experience with AI, and I hope I can really help you at least learn one thing from this entire video. So first of all, you need to understand AI prompting. So what is prompt engineering? So AI prompting is when you provide inputs or a prompt to an AI model and you get a desired output. So an example here is write me an 850 word blog post about making coffee. Now this is a terrible prompt, and I want to show you like a quick example of what this is going to look like. So if I put into this AI model, Claude, write an 850 word blog post about making coffee, we're going to get a very generic output. It's going to sound like something that's already living on the web. And this is not a good way to start prompt engineering. You want to make sure that you add context. You want to fine tune the prompt. And again, you're going to learn all of that in this prompt engineering course. But as you can see, I mean, from someone who is just a complete beginner, this may look okay. But if you're selling this as a, AI writing service, or you're trying to publish amazing content on social media or any writing platform, this is not a good way to get started. This is very generic. It's not the best. It's not going to help you in the long term. You want to make sure that you start fine tuning this content. So let's jump back in here and show you kind of what you do, how want to prompt your information. All right, so here's a better example. So I'm going to say, write a 125 word blog post introduction using the PAS copywriting framework and keep it at an 8th grade reading level. You need to include these 3 keywords: amazing taste, save money, and roast. From here, we give it a little bit more information. I wanted to have a easy reading level, and I told it to include specific keywords. So you want to make sure that you're doing section by section, and that is called chain prompting, which we'll dive into. But here you can see that the intro looks so much better. So the title is Discover the Secret Way to Amazing Coffee Taste While Saving Money. Problem: are you tired of spending a fortune on mediocre coffee that lacks flavor? You might need to think about amazing tasting coffee is only available at expensive cafes, but that is not true. Every morning you settle for subpar coffee that drains your wallet and leaves you unsatisfied. You deserve better than that. And it even tells us the reading level, 8th grade, the word count is 125 words. And this is so much better than getting an entire article with this prompt here when you can start to fine tune the prompt. Let's go ahead and jump back into the training, but I really wanted to show you what you can do as you learn prompt engineering. So how do AI models actually work? AI models are trained on massive data sets. This could be books, articles, written content, digital media, and videos. It could be on so many different things. For example, Gemini from Google, they are in a partnership with Reddit to gather more insights and to train their AI on all the users' data with Reddit. So you can see how, with so much vast amount of information or data sets, these AI tools can become really smart or really powerful. And it's just insane to me. So there are AI models like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, or even Meta that are trained on all of these data and information. And what happens next is that the AI predicts and generates the most likely next word based on your training data and also the prompts. So that's why you need to make sure that you fine tune and always add context. AI models, one thing that I've noticed is that they can sometimes generate irrelevant or inaccurate information or just hallucinate if you don't have the right prompts. AI generated content will also require human oversight and editing, so you can always make sure that you have proper accuracy, and you can always fact check your information before you hit publish or send it over to like a client, or you have incorrect data. So make sure that you don't skip this step, because many people do and they think that they're, not going to get in trouble or whatever it may be, but you want to make sure that you always edit and fact check your information. So here are the two most important terms in prompting. And to be honest, the reason why I was able to rank so much articles on Google, and how I've been able to work with a bunch of clients, and how I secured my positions and some of like the biggest companies that I would like to work with, such as Income University and things like that. So number one, you need to do fine tuning. That is one of the most important prompts here. And then there's chain prompting, and all of that equals an amazing AI engineer. So what is fine tuning? So fine tuning is training an AI model on specific data to improve its performance on a particular task. Some of the biggest benefits of fine tuning AI is the following: enhances the AI's understanding of your brand, your style, and your tone. It also improves the accuracy and the relevance of your AI outputs, and it allows AI to understand you, your niche, and your industry overall better, because you're adding context and you're fine-tuning it to be better. So here are some examples. You want to provide an AI with your existing content. This could be blog posts, transcripts, and then create that into a reusable style guide. You can also train the AI on your target audience, your preferences on their pain points, and also any frequently asked questions that your audience may ask, so you can create solutions on those FAQs. So let's jump in and show you some examples of fine-tuning AI. All right, so one of my favorite ways to create a style guide, tone of voice, and my brand voice is I like to go to my YouTube channel. So whether you have YouTube videos, whether you have articles that you've written, or maybe some projects on the side, as long as you can grab the text and information from that, you can somewhat create your brand voice with AI. I'm going to go to one of my articles here or videos. I'm going to grab a share link here from one of my newest videos. I'm going to go to youtubetranscript.com, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the transcript from here. So copy your entire transcript and then go back into Claude, and then copy and paste it into Claude or ChatGPT, whatever tool that you want to use. And I'm going to say, help me create a style guide, tone of voice, reading level, and level of expertise. Make sure that I can use it as an input prompt to provide you with every single time. All right, so based on this transcript, it's going to say our style guide is: I use short paragraphs, simple sentence structure. I include personal anecdotes, experiences to make the content relatable. I also use bullet points. I incorporate relevant keywords. I provide advice. My tone of voice is conversational and friendly, encouraging and motivational, authentic and genuine. My reading level is 8th grade. I use simple and easy to understand language. I avoid complex and jargon terminology. I explain concepts in clear and concise manner. My level of expertise is for anyone who has experience in YouTube growth and content creation. I share practical advice, and this is the input prompt here. So please create content based on the following style guide, tone of voice, and reading level. So this is all done for me. There's, of course, you don't have to use it exactly the way that Claude or your AI is telling you. You can continue to fine tune the prompt, just like we've been teaching. You can add or remove information that you think might not be relevant for every single kind of project that you're working on. So I think this is pretty good. There might be a few things that we can change here, but this is something that you could include to your AI tool every single time when you hit and start a new project. So from here, you can continue adding or fine-tuning your prompt. So you could say something like, now that you understand my style guide, help me create a list of FAQs that brand new YouTubers would ask me. So you can continue fine-tuning, you can find your audience, you can ask questions, and just continue to prompt your AI and think about these questions. So here it's saying, here's a list of FAQs that brand new YouTubers might ask based on your style guide. So this is questions based on my personal experience. I can provide actionable advice, and I can keep the language very simple to my audience who are asking these questions. So this is a perfect way of how you can continue fine-tuning your AI prompts. All right, so up next is chain prompting. So chain prompting breaks down complex tasks into smaller, more manageable prompts. This will 100% help your AI tool avoid hallucinating because you're providing clear, step-by-step instructions, and this allows it to really focus on that one section of a specific input. So you always want to be mindful of your AI's token limit. So I see some people overdoing this, and either the AI starts hallucinating because you provided too much information from like PDFs, documents, or you're trying to get too many outputs and the AI overloads and you reach your maximum limit. So you have to be really careful depending on the AI tool that you're using. So I'm going to show you some examples of chain prompting, but just based on this screen here. Instead of asking the AI to write a blog post topic on how to make coffee, you can break it down into smaller steps. So you can say, number one, create an outline for a blog post about how to make coffee. Then write an introduction for that blog post based on the specific outline. Then you can generate the first section of the blog post, which would be after the introduction. Then you can say continue with the next section addressing this specific part of the outline. Then write a conclusion that summarizes the key points and provides call to action. So chain prompting is going to allow you to work section by section and get better outputs so it doesn't continue to hallucinate or just say random jargon that's not going to be good for your brand and your content. Let's go ahead and show you what chain prompting actually looks like real time. Create a, a blog post outline based on this topic: how to make coffee at home. One other thing that I'm going to be showing you here, which is actually going to be helpful, is you want to give it a role. So role. Assume the role of a barista that has 20 years of education and teaching as a barista. All right, perfect. So now it's given us a title, introduction, sections. From here, we can go ahead and start to write section by section based on the chain prompting advice that we talked about. Okay, so keep prompting it. So now we can say, start with the intro now. We could say something like, try to include a little bit of humor and also make the audience feel like they have to read the entire post because there are a few things that will teach them how to make the best coffee. Also, create a actionable summary bullet point list to give them a sneak peek. So you see from here, I'm just doing the introduction. I added a little bit of context. I told him to include a little bit of humor. And I also said to write a very actionable summary bullet point list that will give him a sneak peek. So here's the intro. So it's looking pretty good. And then from here, it also said, here's a sneak peek of what you'll learn based on the outline. You'll learn the secret ingredient that can make or break your coffee. Hint, it's not the beans. The one simple trick to achieve barista level latte art at home. The common mistake that most home brewers make. The secret to creating your own gourmet flavored syrups, including pumpkin spice. So from here, this is a really good intro, and we just want to keep adding section by section, and that's how you kind of figure out chain prompting. It's really fun. Once you get better at it, you'll learn that you can do a bunch of different ways of chain prompting for different use cases. All right, so now we have one of the most foundational pieces of AI prompting or prompt engineering. You always want to give AI a role, a task, and some kind of context, just like we've been explaining here. Why does it matter? Well, clear instructions matter. You always want to give AI clear instructions to get the best results. You want to think about what you want the AI to do and then explain that step by step in the input of the prompt. You want to make sure that AI understands your goals, your audience, and your context before it starts working. So by doing this, you want to assign a role, task, and context. So first of all, what happens in the role part of this? You want to tell the AI who it should act like. It can either act like a script writer, a barista, a teacher, a friend, a marketing guru, copywriting expert, an author, maybe a specific person. So it could be like Justin Welsh if you're in marketing. It could be your favorite movie producer, whatever it may be. Then after that, you want to give it a task. So you can say, okay, now that you're a script writer, I want you to write a very powerful YouTube script in for this topic in this specific voice. And also make sure that you write an FAQ section, whatever it may be. Then you want to give it context. You want to give AI background information about your topic. So let's say it's a YouTube video on the topic of how to make coffee step by step. Then you want to say this video is for people who are just starting to make coffee at home. This for people that have this kind of machine. So it could be like an espresso machine or this specific coffee pods, or people that want to make a pumpkin spice latte. You want to define your topic, your audience, and your brand. So that is the best way to go about like simple prompt engineering. And this is a great way to fine tune your prompts because you're giving it so much context. So I can go ahead and do a test run for you. And from there, it gets pretty simple. All right, so let's start a new prompt. So I'm going to give it a role. Assume the role of a YouTube title expert who even worked for Mr. Beast. Then say the task, create 20 viral YouTube title ideas for the topic of how to make coffee at home. Then the context. This is for complete beginners and for those who don't even know what machine to buy. I prefer the Nespresso machines. Then I can also give it even more information or continue to fine tune it. I can say, also give me a snippet as to why you think each title is viral worthy. So this is an easy role, task, and context prompt. So here it says, here are 20 viral YouTube title ideas for the topic of how to make coffee at home for complete beginners. All right, perfect. So we have number one, the ultimate beginner's guide to making coffee at home, comprehensive and appeals to a wide audience. Okay, that's pretty cool. From zero to hero, how to make amazing coffee at home, inspires and promises transformation. This one's pretty good. I tried 5 popular coffee machines, and here's why this one's the best for beginners. Comparative and offers a solution. We have another one for the lazy person's guide to making delicious coffee. I spent $1,000 on coffee machines. Here's what I learned. How to make coffee at home without breaking the bank, the surprise health benefits of brewing coffee at home, how to create a coffee shop experience at home. So these are pretty good. I like them a lot. These are 20 ideas. I would probably choose like 3 of them right off the top, like this one, the science behind making perfect coffee. And I think these are pretty good. So that is how you can give it a role, task, and context. So here are some other examples of effective prompts that include the role, task, and context. So if you're in the health and wellness space, you could say, act as a fitness coach. Create a 7-day workout plan for beginners that only work out during their fasted state. Context. This plan should focus on full body exercises that can be done without a home and without equipment. So you're in a home. Personal finance. You could say the role is you are a financial advisor with years of experience at a firm such as Vanguard. Your task is to provide 5 tips for creating a monthly budget. The context, this should be suitable for young adults who are just starting their careers. Another one could be for travel. Pretend you are a travel guide. Recommend the 3 top must visit places in Mexico City. The suggestion should include a mix of popular places and also hidden gems. This is an easy way to think of effective prompts by giving it a role, task, and context. So I know it sounds repetitive, but this alone is going to help you become a better prompt engineer. So what happens when you're dealing with terrible AI output? Now, this is really, really annoying for most people because they'll say, hey, the AI tool doesn't work. But again, it's because either you're not fine tuning or giving context. And then there's times where the AI tool sounds terrible. If the AI's output doesn't meet your expectations, here are a few options. Number one, you can continue generating content and then just edit later. So don't overthink it, don't stress out, don't go back. You can just finish the entire project or article, and then you can go back and just edit later. The next one is edit as you go, making improvements along the way. I think that this is very overwhelming, but some people just like to edit it because they feel better that they're doing it as they go. This might take you a lot longer, but overall, it could be useful. You can just start over from scratch and just reuse any reusable content. Starting over from scratch, sometimes again, the AI tool could just be acting really weird that day. It happens all the time. But you could just start over from scratch in a new chat. Always make sure that you're giving it a role, task, and some kind of context and action. Remember that AI tool is meant to save you time and energy. And if it's not achieving that, it's not serving its purpose. Sometimes just starting a new chat can be the most efficient approach, but number three and number one are my favorite because you can continue just generating the content and then edit later. Here's some additional recommendations as well. You're able to use all the AI blogging prompts that I share in the description, but don't hesitate to refine them and continue creating content and refining your own prompts and adding context. So by continuously improving and personalizing your own prompt database, this will help you achieve better results whenever you use AI tools. Okay, so what's next for you? Well, you always want to continue mastering prompt engineering and fine tuning AI. What I mean by this is that as you find new prompts, you can go ahead and save all your prompts or anything that you've learned throughout the day or research into a notes app. You could use Notion, you could use your own phone's app or some kind of database like Trello or Airtable, and you can save all of your new prompts that you find or what you've done to fine tune your old prompts and keep that in your handy dandy Notion doc or anywhere you want. So I always save all my prompts and make sure that I keep on saving those so I can have a list of things to work on and things that I've fixed. So just try to do that with your next prompts. All right, so that sums up the entire prompt engineering course. I really hope it was helpful. Again, my name is Eddie, and I'm going to be showing you different prompts, different ways I use AI for my business, and all of these videos that you're going to be watching. And if you guys want to learn about AI blogging prompts that you could use for article generation, you can watch this video next. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.